Hey there, I'm Sage and you're watching D&D Daily. Today we're doing a character build, Withershroom, the Natural Necromancer. In order to play Withershroom, you are going to need to be a Circle of Spores Druid, a Lizardfolk, and you're going to be a student of Witherbloom. Combat style for this character is going to be a melee Necromancer. By being a Strixhaven student, we get a free feat. With that feat, we are going to take a first level spell from the wizard spell list, and I am going to recommend Shield here. Because we're going to be in the thick of fighting often, Shield is going to be invaluable for keeping you up. As a melee druid, we're going to rely on Shillelagh, Inflict Wounds, and Vampiric Touch to be the main modes of our damage. Combine this with all of our ally zombies and skeletons to either do extra damage as archers or to help us control enemies in melee, and we have ourselves a very effective frontline. Withershroom not only gets zombies from casting Animate Dead, but also his Fungal Infestation subclass feature. If someone dies, a humanoid or beast within 10 feet of him, he can use his reaction to create them as a zombie before they even hit the ground, and it will have 1 hit point and last for an hour. This is a great incentive to have us be in melee combat, because we're going to be able to use this reaction more often. Keep in mind a limiting factor here is that this feature can only be used our wisdom modifier times per day. Withershroom can act as a healer. He is a druid after all. I would, however, flavor this healing to be a little bit discomforting, like mushrooms growing out of the wound, for example, something a little bit yuck. The spells Wither and Bloom and Vampiric Touch give Withershroom the ability to heal and do damage at the same time. And finally, he gets access to the amazing Zombie plus Mass Grapple plus Cloud Kill combo. If you don't know how that works, you use your zombies to go grab a bunch of people, grapple them a whole bunch of times, then you use Cloud Kill on top of them so they can't run away from the cloud of death, and then the zombies are immune to the poison, so it all comes together nicely. Now, out of combat, Withershroom acts as a out-of-combat healer and a utility caster. Wild Shape is very versatile and allows for scouting and infiltration opportunities. The key mechanics of playing Withershroom is that he uses a club and a shield made using his Cunning Artisan feature. He prioritizes Wisdom, Constitution, then Dexterity. And he will probably need to take Warcaster to keep his concentration up while being in the thick of combat. The weaknesses of playing Withershroom is that he has a low AC. This is somewhat mitigated by being a Lizardfolk, which is the equivalent of a +1 to your AC from a standard druid. Withershroom also has low charisma. He is, after all, this creepy shroom druid necromancer. He's not going to do well in social situations. Looking into some story beats of playing Withershroom, he is a graduate of the College of Witherbloom. Being a Lizardfolk, Withershroom has a different perspective on death. The dead are another resource to be tapped into. His people use corpses to make weapons, armor, and tools. Withershroom just takes us a step further by making them into zombie servants. Many are going to view Withershroom as evil. His research and interest in corpses is discomforting, but he really isn't evil, he's simply practical. Especially from the perspective of survival. If it makes sense and increases his chance or his clan's chance of survival, he's gonna do it. So if I was gonna use Withershroom as an NPC, I would have him be a hermit or with his clan, and I would give that plenty of opportunity for misunderstandings to happen between him and the party. The party might view him as evil because they see him raising the dead, create that misunderstanding and have the story blossom from there. Some of the personality traits I would associate with a character like Withershroom is that he is non-emotional. Everything he does is practical from the perspective of survival. Emotions don't play a part in that. He would be straightforward, be very practical in his decision-making. If he needed to eat a corpse, he would do so happily. He is also very loyal to his clan. It is beneficial for his survival to have a clan behind his back, so he protects them as if they were himself. Of course, it all comes from a selfish desire to survive, but that's how all Lizardfolk are. Whatever you decide to do with Withershroom, I think the mechanic of being a melee necromancer is really cool, and he has a niche there to be explored. And on the other end, as an NPC, being able to jump into the philosophy of a pure survivalist and ethics and emotions go out the window can be really fun roleplay. How would you use Withershroom in one of your games? What would you do to make them grow into something better or more flavorful? Let us know in the comments below. We are D&D Daily. We release new D&D content every single day, so if you want to join us for that, hit the subscribe button and we'll see you tomorrow. Later!